Welcome viewer wherever you are. Today it's a special day of our Cardinal talk show, a day that I'll be giving you insights about the running mates. The running mates are a matter that actually gripped the attention of the country last week and this week, where the leading coalitions in these elections have actually named their running mates, and it tells so much in terms of their picks and what they portend in terms of the outcome of the election eventually. And for that reason, today I will be having no pundits, but we'll be having it as a chronology of events that took place and how the running mates were unveiled ultimately in different forums and for different reasons. For this purpose, today, welcome in this show, and I want to take you through each and every one of them. Remember, there is Kenya Kwanza Alliance, and then there is Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance. All these are the two leading coalitions going into these elections. However, don't forget that Wiper leader Kalonzo bolted out of Azimio and also decided to go solo, going as far as naming a running mate in the name of Andrew Sonkuli. Just what does this portend for us as a people? Yes, this is what we're going to be looking into. Welcome to the show. Please don't go away. On Sunday, a day like this, it was a moment that journalists, Kenyans, and everybody was kept waiting for hours on end as the Kenya Kwanza Brigade met at Karen, which is the DP's official residence, wanting to make their decision as to who will be chosen. In that list of the nominees were Tarakaniti Senator Kithure Kindiki, we had Rigathi Gachagua, MP for Mathira, we had people like Anne Waiguru, who is the governor for Kirinyaga, and others. In this regard, it was serious horse trading, there was serious lobbying, and it must have been a very tense moment of 17 hours trying to find who is the suitable helper or running mate to Deputy President William Ruto in these elections. And as it was, ultimately, the day came, and when the day came, it was a day that everybody was looking up to. However, the name that was mentioned wasn't a surprise to very many people, because Rigathi Gachagua has been by DP's side from every moment ever since they bolted out of Jubilee, and is been seen as the face of Kenya Kwanza in Mount Kenya for many other reasons. Yes, ultimately, Rigathi Gachagua was named as the running mate for DP William Ruto. Just what does Rigathi Gachagua bring into this? Yes, the provincial administrator turned politician is one person who is known to be so abrasive, confrontational, and somebody who speaks his mind, is so eloquent and also gives out matters articulately, and is known also to be somebody who is having some deep pockets. Yes, Rigathi Gachagua is seen as the glue that is supposed now to cement the support for William Ruto in the Mount Kenya region. He comes from Nyeri, is a brother to former Nyeri Governor Nderitu Gachagua, and now it is time that he has to now go out and do what it is, mobilize for William Ruto. And as you know, all these running mates were picked given particular considerations. More so about it is about bringing in the votes for their principles and making them win the elections. Just how will Rigathi Gachagua do this? This and many others we will see in time to come, because it's just 1 week. They've not rolled out especially. But then this is how the event went on at Karen. And ultimately, Rigathi Gachagua would be the occupant of the house at Karen, the DP official residence, if at all they managed to win the August 7th elections. This is how the unveiling was done and what preceded the unveiling.
Of the implementation of development projects funded by development partners and programs under that arrangement. Deputy President under the Kenya Kwanza Alliance will coordinate constitutional commissions and independent officers in matters that require that intervention of national government, including but not limited to budget and policy frameworks for their operation. And the Deputy President under the Kenya Kwanza Alliance will also perform real duties that will be assigned to him by the President. I say this because it is important that every constitutional office must work for the people of Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, that good Kenyan, my friend, whom I have worked with, especially on the economic model that now has famously been referred to the bottom-up economic model. And we started that journey together. He understands people issues. He is passionate about ordinary people. My friend, I present to you the Kenya Kwanza running mate candidate, my brother and friend, Rigathi Gachagua. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And straight up,
yes, that was Kenya Kwanza Coalition doing their bit and also giving Kenyans who is supposed to be the running mate. And now the ticket is William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, who will go into these polls as a ticket, and they are seeking to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta. On the other hand, it was a day at KICC, and just before that, on Sunday, on that very Sunday, there was a meeting in Kamkunji where a lot of players or speakers in that meeting for Kamkunji for Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance prodded the then Prime Minister Raila Odinga to name his running mate. The call was so intense, the country was held with so much pregnant expectations, and eventually on Monday at around noon, Raila Odinga also gave who is supposed to be his running mate, though for the first time it is now carried with so much history that Raila Odinga went for a woman for this position. This is one of the moments that Kenyans will never forget, for there has never been a position of a deputy president there has never been a woman who has occupied that position of running mate for a presidential candidate, and especially a leading contender like Raila Odinga is in these elections. And in his decision for this, Raila went on to read a raft of reasons why he thinks Martha is the deal. Martha Karua cometh the lady, came the time, and indeed she graced it, and it actually appeared like a moment nobody else ever felt like. And for that reason, we are going to be having a lady running mate for the first time in Kenyan elections, and for a leading contender. Don't forget, Martha Karua at one time also ran for presidency in this country. However, she performed dismally, but this time round she is within a cabal of the leading presidential candidates in these elections. Just what is Martha Karua bringing on to Raila Odinga? This is what many people wanted to believe. Yes, like Raila Odinga himself also mentioned, he said that Martha Karua is known, and they've been with her in the trenches during the clamor for the second liberation of this country. She is an iron lady. She is a human rights defender, and she abhors corruption so mightily that everybody else who is corrupt doesn't feel comfortable being with Martha Karua. Yes, she's known to be a tough lady who is so principled and thinks independently. For this reason, we've known Martha Karua to always even walk out in very high state functions when she feels the functions are not going well with what is supposed to be her conviction in terms of politics. Yes, she's even resigned from cabinet. She left at one time in a half when the late president retired. The late president Torotich Alaf Moi was doing some function. Yes, she's come out as a no-nonsense lady, a lady who says it the way it is. No wonder she is known as the Iron Lady of Kenyan politics. Born in Gishugu, Martha Karua is a mother. Martha Karua is a grandmother, as it is right now. She is a lawyer par excellence and, of course, a crusader of human rights. These are moments that Kenyans did not expect. However, it has come with so much excitement, and we only wait to see what Martha Karua will give Raila in his quest for presidency this time round, having been mentioned as the first running mate woman for Kenya in this 60-year history of this country. Let's see and watch how Raila Odinga unveiled Martha Karua.
Vijana hoi! Mamama hai! Tunaendelea. And I now want to describe to you the person. At the age of 24, this woman was appointed a magistrate to adjudicate on matters of men. A few years later, she became the youngest woman to be elected a member of parliament in central Kenya. And she went on to serve in the capacity for 20 years. Of these 20 years, she was a cabinet minister for 6 years, serving in different portfolios. The woman we offer as the proposed deputy president is also known to have incredible credentials in the fight for our second liberation. In 1990, for instance, I was arrested and placed in detention without trial. At that time, very few lawyers were prepared to represent me. But this woman, then a young lawyer, led a team of 27 lawyers to defend my legal detention. When I moved a motion in Parliament to set up a select committee on constitutional reforms and was deserted by my colleagues in the opposition, only she and the late George Moseti Anyona stood by me. This woman is a fighter and is not a quitter. This woman has a safe pair of hands, seasoned by the struggle for our second liberation and service to the country in many capacities. This woman has a beautiful soul as exhibited by her love and passion for her children and grandchildren. This woman will be a great co-creator and will make a remarkable first deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. As a co-worker, I want her to finalize the unfinished business of making our constitution. And I want this done because when the late Mwai Kibaki and I put for the 2010 constitution, we admitted that it was a work in progress and it needed some further work. Because I am a man of my word, I will task her with the assignment of completing what we started. And I am persuaded that she has the right pair of hands to accomplish this task. My dear Kenyans, cometh the hour, cometh the lady. I have the great honor to announce that I have picked as my running mate and Cabinet Secretary for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, the Honorable Martha Wangari Karua.
Thank you very much. That was the unveiling of Martha Wangari Karua, who for now is now the official running mate of Azimio la Umoja presidential candidate Raila Odinga in these elections. And it wasn't without some little drama. At the mention of Martha's name, or at the imagination of Martha's name, one of the leading principles for the position of Deputy President, who is Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, bolted out of Azimio la Umoja, citing what he said that is not well crafted understanding of what he wanted. Kalonzo felt that Raila abandoned him at the hour of need, having stood with Raila in 2013 and in 2017. He felt that this is supposed to be his position by right, and his entitlement to this position is borne by the fact that he was the most experienced person in that brigade of people who were angling to be Raila Odinga's running mate. Yes, as it may be, and it is, Kalonzo Musyoka is an experienced politician, a consummate debater, and a polished diplomat for Kenya. He's done so much and is understood to be one person who thinks so much about what he wants to do before he does it. However, this time round, Kalonzo felt it was too hot for him to stay in there. Perhaps he felt it was embarrassing for him to be here. He was even given a position for chief minister, which he declined to have and decided to chart his own course and went out to declare presidency. How he did this very fast still remains a puzzle to very many, and whether he will run as president is still a matter that it is in the legal corridors, because as it is, inside Azimio la Umoja, Wiper is a constituent party and they cannot just leave Azimio la Umoja. So where does this leave Kalonzo Musyoka as a person? However, let's also have a glimpse of what it was. It was a low-key event when Kalonzo unveiled Andrew Sunkuli as his running mate. And many people don't know Andrew Sunkuli as a person. Andrew Sunkuli's CV is not well articulated for Kenyans, and is somebody who is never been into this very position or politics in his life. Is not known well whether he's somebody who's a politician anyway, but it is the pick that Kalonzo Musyoka decided that Andrew Sunkuli is going to be his pick, and we respect that. It's also important to see just how Kalonzo Musyoka will fare on with Andrew Sunkuli as his running mate. Just a few days ago, there have been contrasting interests for Kalonzo's position in these elections, and the professionals in Ukambani just recently held a press conference to try and hook Kalonzo back into the fold, and also tried to convince him to go for the chief minister's position because it had the best interest of the community at heart. Whether Kalonzo Musyoka will heed to these calls, or whether Kalonzo Musyoka will go by his way that is that is taken, is time that would tell. But we believe that politics is all local, and a day in politics would really mean so much. So we have very many other presidential candidates will be naming their running mates, but we want to zero in, or we've just zeroed in on the three major ones who are well known, the three major ones who would give it a stab, three major ones who actually are commanding crowds and commanding serious following in this country as we go into the elections. Today, let's see, albeit very briefly, how Kalonzo Musyoka unveiled Andrew Sunkuli as his running mate.
Unite this country is our business. We're going to unite. So, if the other side, Kwanza or something, had given it to Professor Kithure, they would have given it to me, because we're just divided by River Tana. And so when I say I'm from the eastern side of the mountain, they'll be shocked if I beat them completely in the mountain. Some of them said, I said I'm a Kikuyu, I'm going to say I'm Luo or something. But the truth of the matter is understand every Kikuyu word you speak. And it is not because I learned it, but because it is the way it is. You pick it. The same kind of conversation. So I do not bore you. Allow me then to now give you my nomination as my running mate during the August 2022, August 9 election. I am pleased to introduce my brother Andrew Letepa Sunkuli.
Aha, wapi makofi? Aha. Shake. Wapi kelele? Wakirusha tunarusha, wakiannounce tunaannounce. Wapi makofi? Wapi makofi ya Buffalo Soldier?
Thank you. Thank you. But who is Andrew Letepa Sunkuli? You may wish to ask me. You congratulate him later. I'm not through with him. I'm not through with him yet. Andrew is a 59-year-old native of Narok County with a zest for life and community service. His life and career is underpinned by desire to transform the lives of ordinary people. As a grassroots community leader, he has a conviction that through education and empowerment, any individual household can rise to their full potential regardless of where they start their lives from. And please accept that he's a member of the Mark community. One community that have been marginalized from the colonial times up to now. The business center, because it is their land. What is academic history reads as follows. From May 1985 to May 1988, now I actually read in the first person singular. I undertook my undergraduate studies at Kenyatta University in Nairobi, where I graduated with a bachelor's degree in education with majors in...
Thank you, viewer, wherever you are. It's been an inspiring moment and a time that we all had to suffer because history was made. Kenya is going to the elections in the next like 80 days or so. And we must understand who are going to be occupying the top positions of this country, because that executive pen that they will be holding in their hands means a lot to our lives. That executive pen would chart or destroy our path as a people. Therefore, it's important that we give proper scrutiny to each and every individual that is going to occupy that house at the hill and their running mates. That is why today I felt it necessary that we should look at how they were unveiled. Perhaps this would give you a better glimpse at making decisions as a Kenyan, because the better decision we make for ourselves in August 9th would be the decision that will help us grow as a people. If we make a wrong decision again, we shall be back into this position where we'll be having so much regrets about just what we did. Remember, the cost of living is skyrocketing. Remember, taxation in Kenya is getting so high. Our debts have gone to the limits that have never been imagined before. Remember, this country needs proper health care. Remember, our infrastructure needs to be steadfast. Remember, this country has to move on in terms of education. Look at our hospitals. Look at every other thing that is around us. Is it really working well for us? Therefore, the decision we make come August this year is going to be a decision that will be monumental in our lives in the next 5 years. For that reason, Lolwe TV brought you this special edition of Cardinal Talk just to help you understand and to help you give you more understanding about just what decisions we'll be making come August 9th, 2022. Thank you very much. I've been your host for this special edition of Cardinal Talk. Have a lovely Sunday, and let's meet again next week if we have where we shall be having our pundits along. And I believe you have enjoyed every bit of it. You now have a better understanding of who they are and just what they portend for this country. Thank you very much. Enjoy your time.